Okay, let me try this again. My name is Jesse. I have been just wasting my time talking to myself. I forgot to hit the start recording button. I'm there. This is my new effort, and it's for the reason that I see a lost world, a lot of people who are hurting and who are playing, and many who are playing with their, you know, um, eternal destiny. We are eternal. We are very much eternal. The only question is where are we going to spend eternity? Now, I've organized this because I happen to believe that it's better to know the Word of God than to know the Word of Jesse, and I'm Jesse. So I'm going to start with Bible. Oh, hold on here. Trying to deal with something else. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Bible, and I'm going to start with the only Bible that I recommend, that I will read from. If you tell me you have an NIV or something that's not a 1611 original King James Bible, I'll tell you not to bother with it. It's up to you what you want to do. So, it's because I believe staying on track, staying focused. Okay, I'm going to quickly jump into reading the Bible. Second thing is what a Christian ministry. You know, issues that need to be discussed. And then if there's time or I'm in the mood, maybe some politics, maybe some psychology. Now, I personally am reading through the book of Ezekiel. I saw a lot of personalities in there. I saw disbelievers, believers, believers who are disobeying, and of course, disbelievers are going to be obeying just by the mere fact that they're disbelievers. They don't believe in God. Now, this is talking about the Jewish people. This is God offering his opinion about the Jewish people. But I saw the nuances of how it it's reflective of us in the modern world. Now, it's going to start with the book of Ezekiel, with some stuff that some people may, want to claim is representative of aliens. And I can tell you that's not an alien. So, the book of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Chebar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. As I'm reading, I will stop and give you some of the nuances that I have seen. Here it is important to understand God is talking to Ezekiel. It is important to understand that this point in time is when the Jewish people are going through what is known as captivity, and not the captivity of the Jewish people in Egypt. This is after the fact, after Egypt, after Moses. Okay, how many years or centuries? I don't know. I don't get involved. If I know, I will tell a little. Offer those details. But it is important to understand that God is talking to Ezekiel, and the conversation is going to be about how the Jewish people have disappointed him. If there was ever a group of people who should believe and behave and obey, it should be the Jewish people because they have seen God working in front of them. Verse 2. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river of Chebar, and the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had four wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the soles of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings, on their four sides, and they four had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went everyone straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they four had the faces of a man, and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four had the face of an eagle. Thus their faces and their wings were stretched upward. Two wings on every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to say this is evidence of Martians or aliens. God's not an alien. His angels are not aliens. Um, it is important to read every word, every letter. And the reason I read chapter 1 and 2 is because it's part of the Bible and it's important for us to know. Again, the nuances that I got from it is those who don't believe, those who do believe but are disobedient, and of course, those who don't believe are going to be disobedient. And they went one straight forward. Whither the Spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living, their appearance were like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. They went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures, with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes around about them four. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went, and whither was the Spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. When those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood, and when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon the hands of the living creature was as the color of the terrible stone, stretched forth over their heads above. And under the firmament were their wings straight, the one toward the other. Every one had two, which covered on this side, and every one had two, which covered on that side, their bodies. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, as the noise of a host, of an host. When they stood, let down their wings. They went, and there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads, when they stood and had let down their wings. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it. And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw it were the appearance of fire, and had brightness round about, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain. So that was the appearance of brightness round about this. About this was the likeness of the glory of God. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak upon thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. For they are impudent children, and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God. And they, whether they will hear, or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they may be rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear, or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not rebellious like that rebellious house upon thy mouth, and eat that